In this video, we're going to be looking at bundles. Quick look at selling a bundle, but predominantly looking at the renewal utility to renew bundles from 1 year into the next year. So think of a sports scenario with season ticket holders, or it might be a theatre subscription package where they have certain seats. Whatever the combination of that is, there is a way using utilities that, again, rather than using recreating the orders one by one, you can use the renewal utility to be able to do all that work for you. So first of all, I'm just going to go create a order for a bundle. So I go into customer services and the bundles tab, search for my bundle, and I've got my bundle name here, which I'm going to do best available, but I need to, I've got the first one, I have to pick this bundle, performance in this bundle from this element, but I need to do a maximum of 1 from the second element. So I'm just going to choose that first performance there. I only want 1 ticket, so I can continue, and that's added to my order. I'm going to go and add my customer to the order and pay for it. And I can do that successfully. So that's all good. Let's have a quick look at the configuration of that bundle, because there is a couple of things, very important things that you need to think about. First of all, the elements is the 2 there. You can see that there's my first element, and I've got the 2 performances that I have to make a choice from. So it's minimum, maximum of 1 for the performance, but I've got 2 performances, so that means I have to choose one of those. And then the other element, I've only got 1 performance to choose from, and I have to pick that one. Make sure that the assignments are all accepted and they go into the right charges. That's all fine. Most importantly, if you're going to do a renewal, that the renewal performance here must have a value. And typically that's the first performance in the bundle. Or you may have a dummy performance where you hold the money for the entire bundle, but that's also the performance that you actually have the renewal seat for. So when I go into customer services, you'll notice that when I've created this bundle, it's looking at the renewal performance, it's identifying the seat it's given me, and for both performances, and that's the renewal seat that's trying to attempt to give me when I renew the bundle. Okay. So once all that's complete, first of all, I need to create a BI query. And this should be an order object BI, and I've already done one in here. So this is bundle renewal. Very minimal result members. We'll take a look at those in a second, but let's have a look at the criteria. So what I'm doing here is identifying everybody who's booked, all the orders that have the bundle name, the name of the bundle in it. And I've just restricted this down to order 153 because I know that that's an order number. I don't want to go and do everything all in once, because if I do hit a problem, that would have updated all the orders. So it's a good idea just to restrict it to 1 to begin with, just to make sure that the utility behaves as you expected and it's giving the right performances, etc. So create your BI query and save that. Give it a good name so that you can refer to it when you get into the utility. I've just called mine bundle renewal. You could be very specific about the season or year that you're renewing. Anything to make it very, very unique and you understand what it is when you come into the renewal utility. So let's take a look at that now. So I'll come back to utilities and it's renewals. And again, I've just created this for speed, but I will run through all of the options. So I've got a renewal here. So let's run through these fields here. So I've got a name, well, that's the name of the that I want to identify this renewal, and a description, as you can see, of bundle name renewal. Anything again to make it unique and understandable. The renewal type is going to be a new order, so I want to take all the existing orders and create a new one from them. So therefore I need to supply a delivery method and potentially an unpaid reason if anything goes wrong, so I can choose those. Again, I might wish to create a brand new delivery method that's available just to this option, so that I can easily identify anything in the future through BI. If I've got any problem solving to do, you'd need to create that and assign that to the delivery method to the bundle to make sure it's available. Unpaid reason I've left as approved by Box Office Manager. Depending on the client, you might have different options in that group. Balance due date I typically leave blank. You could put one in there if just to identify again in reporting if it's not paid off, then you can use that option to trigger from and run a report to say what needs to be paid by certain dates. The order stroke offer type is going to be a renewal. Oh, that makes sense. Orders to renew, that's the name of the BI query that we've just created. So there is a little magnifying glass there that will give a pop-up, and you can go and search for the BI query, and that will populate in there. I want to suppress all the order warnings here that I'm going to get. If it will fail for any other reason, it will tell me, but I'm just going to suppress all of those there. Payment methods should be all available on the bundle as well, but I've just selected all of them. Obviously, you need to select the ones that are relevant to your bundle. The payment type, I'm going to have a payment there in that option to make sure that the new order is paid off completely. I have renewal options here to populate order marketing. So the original order, so think about my BI query is looking at order number 153. If I had order marketing data fields populated in that order, I could push those through to the new order. So if my new order number becomes number 200, it will push all the order marketing data fields from order 153 into order 200. And that can be quite useful because there might be some special information on those order marketing data fields. It could be a seat naming thing, it could be anything, but ultimately it's going to push all of that information from one order to the other. Again, it's optional. If I have them, I just put a tick in the box if I want to do that. Next thing we do is come into seating, and this is where we add a rule, and this defines the rules of this renewal utility. And again, as you can see, I've created one here, and it will give me blank fields which I've already completed. So the name of the rule here is going to be bundle name. And I could put a description in there as well. That's just for office use only. That's not public facing. The renewal mapping, I want to be, well, I'm going to go from one bundle to another bundle, to next year's bundle. So that's bundle to bundle. There are other options there, which is bundle to performance. If I'm adding the next round of the cup or a new performance that's been added into the season, maybe I've got those options. But I'm going to go bundle to bundle in this one. My seating options, well, I want to take from source because I'm going to want to take it from the renewal performance, that first performance, that master performance. I want to take that renewal seat that we had and populate that into the new performance, into the new bundle. So that's going to be from source. There are other options there. You can do it to best available if it's general admission events that you're dealing with. But if it's seated events, you want to go from source. Over on the right hand side, it's quite straightforward. You just need to decide which bundle you're coming from. So in this case it's my bundle name, and which bundle you want to go to. Well, I've created a new bundle called New Season Bundle, and there's my performances 4, 5 and 6. So my original bundle, my bundle name here has got performance 1, 2 and 3, and I've made a purchase for those as we saw. And this New Season Bundle, I've just created the new performances, made that part of a bundle and populated it in there for us. So again, with all renewals, I can click apply at this point now. The renewal is updated. It's not actually run anything. It's not generated any new orders as yet. I can save this until I'm ready to go. Remember that my BI query at the moment is only looking at order number 153, so I should only have one order that it's going to update here. And that's just to double check that everything's going okay. So when I click execute, I still get an option to cancel this if I need to, but it's a nice, as I say, double check that I'm going to renew one order, and that should match the results of the number that I've set in my BI query, which we know is right, that's been restricted. So just to see, I can cancel it and nothing's happened. I can come back to my details tab and then hit the execute button, and that pop-up will come up again. So this time I'm going to click OK. And what the system is now going to do is go through and try and attempt to look at that order number 153 and see if it can create the bundle on your behalf and as long as all the seats and price types and things like that are together. And this is exactly why it's a good reason to only do it on one order, because as you can see here, I've got an error message. So I'm unable to price the admissions. Is it possible that the performance came on sale after the order was started? So it's not actually created anything, but it's given me error messages and error numbers, so I know that I need to go down and do something. So there could be a multitude of reasons why the bundle has failed, and it would instigate an investigation as to what's happening. I actually know what the problem is here. It's because of when I've created the performances, I've got performance 4, 5 and 6 from a bundle. These are the new events that I've created, and the price chart that is assigned to these to the bundle is looking at model pricing. So it said 100%. Well, it can't price that at 100% because performance bundle 5, if I go to the pricing, there is no model pricing. So in this example, I would need to select the information, update details, and put in the prices that I'm interested in charging. That will be the full price tickets. Make that 10 so I can click apply there. So I'm just going to go back and do that on performance 4, 5 and 6. There we go, that's number 4 done, and this is number 6. Update details. There we go. So I know that that's failed. And I've messed around with price charts there. So I'm actually going to just log out and log back in again, just to make sure that everything is as it should be. So I can close that down. So that's logged me out. I'm going to log back into Audience View. And first of all, what I would do at this point is I would go into Customer Services, and I would go into the bundle, and I would just try and see if I can sell that bundle first of all on its own. Because if it fails in the desktop like that, as if you were doing it manually, then the renewal utility would fail as well. But as you can see, it successfully added an order there, so that's good. So I'm going to go back into utilities. I'm going to come back to my renewals. Here is my renewal option. Again, it's looking at the BI. The BI is still looking at just the one order, and I can confirm that when I hit the execute button. There's that. So if I click renew, okay, so the bundle fulfillment rules are broken here. I must have a minimum or a maximum of 1 performance per bundle and per element. So something again has changed on this, which I'd need investigation. So I don't want to scare you, but I'm just doing this for a particular reason so that you see some of the options and how closely you have to look at the configuration of the bundle and the renewal to make sure everything is in order. Now, again, I know what the problem is with this. It's been done on purpose. The reason for this is the bundle has been told to look at performances 4, 5, and 6. So that's there. So that's how the bundle is looking to be created. However, when I look at my elements, I have to have a minimum and a maximum of 1. So I've got a mismatch here. I'm trying to put a seat into both of these performances in the renewal, but I've told my elements that I can only have a maximum of 1 in here. So I'd really have to choose which performances I want to renew into, or I'd have to change the elements for the new season bundle depending on the rules that I want to set. So to keep it simple, I'm just going to click 4 and 5 here. I'm going to omit the number 6. So I'll have that. and if I hit the execute button now, again it's still looking at just that one order, and I click OK, and there we go, the order is now created. It's got my pop-up message to say that no orders were failed. And you can see that there's my original order number, 153, and it's created a brand new order, 157, which is a hyperlink. I can click on that and it will go directly into customer services to that order, and there I can see my new season bundle with 2 seats, to my renewal seat as well, and the full price, and it's charged me the correct amount, so I can now go through and pay for those tickets. So let's run that for all of the orders that I had for my original bundle. So I would need to come back into Business Intelligence, come into my bundle renewal BI, or the name of the BI that you did. I'm just going to take out the criteria of the order number 153. So I'll update the details, come back to the results tab and click apply. Now I tend to like to do a little quick count here to see that I've got 6 records that are matched. So when I come into my renewal utility and let's just reload that to refresh that results page. If I hit the execute button now, you can see that it's looking at 6 orders, which matches the count that I just got in BI. So if I click OK, that will go through and it's now trying to attempt them. So again, what we've got here, we've got some that are created and some that aren't, and it will tell you the reasons why. I wouldn't expect on a big renewal process for every single seat to create correctly first time, because there have been lots of changes and lots of things going on. But the beauty of the renewal utility is that it's going to tell you what the problems are. So I'm going to look at 153 again to say that these seats are no longer available. Well, that's right, because actually we just ran the renewal utility on 153 and saw that the order was created successfully. And remember that the seating rule was taking the seating options from source. So the GA number 2 that we saw on the order in here has already been booked onto 157. So that makes sense. So let's come back to our results tab. So I've got the same issue there with 154. The seats have already been booked by somebody else, so that would warrant some investigation. 151 went through okay, so that's 158. That will refresh and I can see that's linked through to that order, which is great. Let's go back to utilities, and it's for some reason orders number 4 and 22 have no line items, so something's got a bit strange there, where this was bundle name, but this particular one had no line items, so it didn't know where to put them. So it had a renewal seat for one of them but not the other, so something has gone astray there. So again, a little bit of investigation would be needed. So although that may feel a little complicated, the system is there to help you. It's still a lot quicker than going through the 1,000 or however many renewal orders you would need to do. You can get the system to do the work for you, and it would be a lot quicker. As always, if you have any questions, play around in staging, get used to the utility. If you have any questions or problems, raise it on Basecamp to the project team, or drop us an email and we'll come back to you with any help that we can.